Welcome back, Jeep fans, to the Jamboree at Lakeridge Heights Elevation Trail. Tonight, 8 more ultimate off-road machines take to the trail and attempt to punch their ticket into the next round. Last week saw some incredible wrecks as Lone Star and Rubber Toe both experienced firsthand how the trail can reach out and bite, while Ned Munson and Doc showed how it's done by winning their groups. Doc sits on top of the leaderboard after week 1, while Blank got blanked last week and sits at the bottom of the barrel. Who's going to be the trail tamer tonight? Jeep Jamboree Group 3 begins right now. First up from Raw Sun God Racing is Darth Vader driving Hound. I'm not sure how many different pop culture references we can cram into a driver intro, but this mashup, I'm sure would make a crazy movie. Lining up in the 2 spot is Big Mac driving a gorgeous yellow Cherokee. I absolutely love the paint job on this thing. Next, driving for Team Puff is Karate Joe. Joe spent some time at Customs before he got to the trail. I don't know, but it might have something to do with the packages he's carrying. Rounding out this group is Underdog Unleashed, second entry, driven by Blaze. Let's hope he has better luck handling the course than his partner did last week. These drivers are revving to go, so let's head to the start for group number 3.
Okay, but we gotta get a recovery truck down here now. The paramedic is with the reporter. He looks to have been clipped by one of the barriers Joe smashed into. I have no idea why it was in the runoff area, not the viewing area.
Okay, tow truck's on the way. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Let's take a look at that replay and see if we can see what happened. Karate Joe crosses the line on the left-hand side of the pond and smokes the trees and barriers. Now, we can't really see from the angle we have, but those barriers get thrown pretty far. Our overhead cameraman was on a coffee break, and, well, so we don't have that footage to show you, but all we see is the tree already over, Joe on his lid, and the reporter already on the ground. Blaze comes across the line, and I can only imagine what he must have seen. As they hook up Joe's Jeep, I want to take another look at this. Joe is well and truly out of camera range when he crashes. Mac and Sun God are done after the jump, but I wonder how Blaze is going to be after seeing that scene unfold in front of him. Well, the track crew gets Joe's Jeep back up to the top to the start and gets the debris off the track. Let's go back to the top of the trail for the next race, I guess. Blaze and Joe may be a bit rattled from race 1. They get a bit of a hop on at checkpoint 1 that unsettles Joe and directs him into the snowbank, taking Mac along with him. Blaze gets to the jump first, but an awkward bounce sends him into the snowbank just after the watchtower. Raw Sun God, aka Vader, has a clear shot at max points and takes out a hockey net for good measure. Race 3 starts well until Vadra gets into it with Mac. Blaze and Joe bang doors until Joe sends Blaze towards Max and Vadra. Joe hits the jump and can't stick the landing, while Blaze goes following the bouncy ball, causing chaos for Raw and Mac behind him. Everyone stalls out, and it's on to race 4. The gate drops and it's clean until Mac decides he likes Kylo Ren better and uses the Force to stop Vadra in his tracks. Blaze tries to avoid, but they all tangle before the jump. Karate Joe has a clear track in front of him, but may have had flashbacks to race 1 and slides out on the pond. That ends his run. That ends race 4. As the scores are tallied for Group 3, it was super close, but Karate Joe takes the win with 31 points. Vadra and Blaze are separated by a single point, while Big Mac surprisingly only puts up 19. And as Duke updates Joe on the condition of the reporter, who he smoked in race 1, let's see how Group 3 slides into the overall leaderboard. Doc still maintains the overall top spot, while Karate Joe slides right in behind. We also have a new second place leader now as Vadra takes over the wildcard spot from Lone Star. As Mad Mike and Mr. Dark discuss lap 1 by the bonfire, let's meet the drivers in group number 4. From G-Force Racing in yet another 95 Cherokee, Giorgio is hoping his Jeep can do what none of the other Cherokees have been able to do yet and win a group. From NJ Drive Racing, Ghost Driver is in a properly wheeled 2017 Wrangler. Let's see how those big wheels handle the trail. Welcome back to the Heights, Spirit of 64. Scooter Roundwell in a copper Jeep Gladiator weighing in at 57 grams has arrived. Can he repeat as champion here at the trail? And rounding out the group is Mad Mike from Mad Mike's Customs. Now, Duke has allowed Mike to run his rig with the trailer as long as it stays attached and doesn't come loose. We'll see. Group 4 set. Let's see how much chaos ensues for race 1.
I don't know why Duke thought that would be a good idea. Back a little bit more. Yeah, okay, it's intact. Get it out of here.
Yep, I figured that would happen. The trailer comes away from Mike's Wagoneer almost immediately out of the gate, although it doesn't cause nearly as much chaos as I would have imagined. It's a 3-Jeep race until Scooter cuts down on Giorgio. Ghost Driver hits up the jump first, but look at what Scooter does to Giorgio. That's a long way down going over the edge. I don't want to have to call the chopper in for a rescue, even if it's on standby. Mike's the only one on his wheels after the jump, and if he wasn't pulling that trailer, maybe he would have had enough momentum to make the line. It's a pretty good start for everyone in race 2. Mike and Giorgio banged doors, but but it's really at the approach to the jump that the drivers separate. Ghost Driver gets unlucky and lands on the edge of the snowbank, throwing him over right in front of Mike. Meanwhile, Scooter cuts hard into the snowbank, does a barrel roll, and then tries to recover only to repeat the process before coming to a stop. That snowbank can be such a cruel mistress. Mike ends up checking out early in this race. While it's Giorgio leading the pack to the jump, he gets a lucky bounce upon landing, while Ghost Driver and Scooter pinball around behind him. Giorgio even gets a little airtime over the pond on his way to full points and a race 3 win. It's another beautiful start by this group. Mike gets into the back of Giorgio's Jeep, and that puts him into a spin that just barely misses collecting Ghost Driver. Ghost Driver clears the jump, but Scooter hangs a wheel on the guardrail before blowing himself up. Ghost Driver gets into the snowbank, and his run is over as well. That's it for Group 4. The scores are up, and we have our first tie of the tournament. Scooter, Ranwell, and Giorgio are on 26 points, while Ghost Driver is one behind them at 25. Mike stays off the bottom by putting up 18. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run 2 laps. Each driver gets a start on the left and the right lanes. Most points over the 2 laps wins. If it's tied after both laps are run, we run another 2 laps until we have a winner. Let's do this. Tiebreaker number 1 starts now. And Giorgio, with back-to-back runs, sends Scooter packing. As he celebrates with a few donuts at the finish line, the rest of the drivers head on down to the food trucks for some double-doubles and real donuts. As we check out how Group 4's points compare on the big board, we see where the points place the drivers against the other groups. Giorgio's 26 points slot him in behind Blaze. Scooter and Ghost Driver slot in just under him, while Mad Mike sees himself just ahead of Stevie Jacques. The first 16 teams have posted their scores, and the race for the wildcard spot is anything but secure for Ross Sungod. As the drivers clear out, we look forward to next week and the next 2 groups who are more than eager to have their turn at the trail. We also want to remind you again that the Frozen 4 banger is right around the corner, so keep your eyes peeled for the next installment of this awesome series. And if you want more information, go to Rust Belt Diecast's Facebook page for the latest. We've also just received word that our reporter has been released from hospital with no serious injuries, so we're going to wish him well and look forward to seeing him back at the Lakeridge Heights soon. That's it for tonight. It was another awesome night of racing here at the Elevation Trail. I've been your host, 905. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week for episode 3, and for the love of Diecast, keep racing.
Jeep, the toughest 4-letter word on wheels. For the driver who doesn't like to stop going just because they've run out of road.
Ow, my balls!
Head out where the real fun begins, where the paved roads lead
my
off.
balls!
Potholes
It's too
and bumps
bumpy.
and ruts can come as they
They're
will.
getting rattled and
Jeep's
smushed.
welded,
Please
rugged,
go
and
back
riveted
on the
frame
road.
takes punishment in
My
large
balls!
doses and
I like
comes
safe
back
driving.
for more.
My balls!